the clock now, it's the Patriots. All right, on the clock now, the Lions. The Vikings are now on the clock. Okay, next up, it's the Packers on the clock. All right, the Bears are now on the clock. It's the Bills now on the clock. All right, next up, the Falcons are on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Dolphins, and time is ticking. All right, the Broncos are now on the clock. All right, the Jaguars are now on the clock. Okay, here we go. The Colts now on the clock. Now the Seahawks are on the clock. Who do they have their eye on? Okay, the Ravens are on the clock now. The Cowboys now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Seahawks. The time is ticking. The Ravens are now on the clock. All right, on the clock now, the Cowboys. All right, the Seahawks are now on the clock. All right, the Ravens are now on the clock. It's the Cowboys now on the clock. Okay, next up, it's the Seahawks on the clock. It's now the 49ers' turn. They're up. The Raiders on the clock now. What direction will they go? The Seahawks are on the clock now. Ravens are up now. Let's see what direction they go. The Cowboys on the clock now. What direction will they go? Now the Seahawks are on the clock. Who do they have their eye on? Now the Broncos are on the clock. Who do they have their eye on? Okay, it's the Cowboys now on the clock.